Good evening, everyone. My name is Anika Lear, and tonight I'll present to you my topic: micromanagement in the workplace affects employee more negatively than positively. First, I'll look at the cons of micromanagement, after which I'll highlight to you the pros, and finally, I will show you why micromanagement should not be considered in the long term. First, let us look at management. According to businessdictionary.com, it is defined as the organization and coordination of activities of a business in order to achieve its defined objective. Managers could perform their job in either a micromanagement style or a macromanagement style. First, let us reflect on your first job. Did you have a manager that had to show you all your tasks, duties, and responsibility, and even monitor you? Did you feel at times, possibly maybe after 2 or 3 weeks, that it really wasn't necessary? Well, there you go. You were probably being micromanaged. Almost everyone knows when they're being micromanaged, but very few can recognize when they're micromanaging. According to Walden 2015, he purports that micromanagement is a management style whereby managers closely observe and control the work of employees. There are several consequences of micromanagement. These include destruction of trust, confidence, and a decline in employees' creativity and growth. Managers should not micromanage on a long term basis. Micromanagement could be considered as a short term driver. Micromanagement has short term benefits. It makes employees more diligent, which would lead to an increase in productivity. When an employee feels that he's constantly being watched by his manager, he will always be on his P's and his Q's and consistently meet targeted goals. On the other hand, though, the employee will feel pressured and get burnt out and fall back to his prior behavior. Micromanagement is a disease that has long term consequences. An employee, over a period of time being micromanaged, will feel like a robot. He will just wait to receive instructions from his or her manager without even thinking. The employee's creativity and innovative spirit will cease to exist. A manager who makes his employee feel undervalued and unappreciated would not get much out of them. According to Blackney 2013, micromanagement stifles creativity and growth. He purports that micromanagement prevents an organization from using their talents and skills of its employees. Think about it. If the reason why employees are being hired is to perform a task, why micromanage them? This style of management seems more like the plantation days when a slave master would scrutinize the slaves' every movement to ensure that they got the most out of them. Wall in 2015 says it best. Micromanagers seemingly immerse themselves in overseeing the projects of others. Why then were employees hired if a manager's sole responsibility is to undermine and try and involve themselves in doing the subordinate's tasks? If an organization is dedicated to sustaining its mission in the long run, they must ensure that employees feel comfortable to perform their duties. Otherwise, the employee would get depressed, and soon this will affect their performance. Managers who constantly manages employee and monitors them to a point lacks trust and confidence in that employee. Employee will tend to perform low key because of this. Eventually, the employee working under a micromanager will go one of two ways. Those with big ideas, quality skills, and knowledge will remove themselves from the situation, and those on the other hand of the coin will just become like robots, waiting to be told what to do. Nevertheless, for what it is worth to an organization, micromanagement could be good for employers as it increases productivity. This is according to Holland 2016. When an employee is being monitored, they tend to perform tasks efficiently and effectively. They have less time wasted and less errors as they know their manager is monitoring them. Evidence shows that employees who work under strict rules perform well. When a manager presence is eminent, employees work harder. Employees love to be supervised as they get to be acknowledged by their manager and even earn rewards. Additionally, the quality of work is higher when a manager micromanages, as they tend to spend a great deal of time giving guidance and direction to that employee. Managers are perfectionists and have a great eye for details. However, if a manager has to closely supervise an employee over a long period of time, then that manager must not be doing something right. Micromanagement certainly affects the employee both in the long term and in the short term. It is not good for the workplace and it should not be practiced by managers. Employees become tired and drained and even affects their morals and their ethics at work. Employees become complacent and may actually leave the company. A manager who has to micromanage, lacks the motivational skills needed to motivate staff. When this happens, the manager in fact may not be a suitable manager for the post. The damage that comes with micromanagement cannot be easily erased. In the best situation, micromanagement is an impediment to progress, and in extreme cases, it can cause the organization to stagnate. Thus, managers should try to delegate tasks more. Delegation is an important task in an organization and is an essential skill that all managers should have. Micromanagement is draining and should be avoided at all costs.